Shlok 1 of chapter 5, Arjun Uvach.
सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च शंससि यच्छ्रेय एतयोरेकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम्.
Arjun said, O the embodiment of attraction, you praise sannyas in the form of absolute or complete renunciation of actions, and then sometimes you praise karmayog while performing actions. Whatever is more superior between both of them, make that one certain properly and tell me, so that I become the one who follows the good path. Shlok 2 of chapter 5. Shri Bhagwan Uvach.
सन्न्यासः कर्मयोगश्च निःश्रेयसकरावुभौ तयोस्तु कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते.
Shri God said, absolute renunciation of actions and to have yoga while performing actions are extremely beneficial for both the sages, sannyasis, or householders. However, between both of them, from the viewpoint of being very easy to remember while performing actions is especially good for the householders who do job and business than absolute renunciation of actions. Shlok 3 of chapter 5.
ज्ञेयः स नित्यसन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते.
O the one with great arms of the 8 deities in the form of helpers, the one who neither hates any living being, nor has any worldly desire, he is known as a sannyasyogi who always renounces actions as said in chapter 6, Shlok 4 of the Gita. Because the one who is free from contrasts is happily liberated from the bondage of actions completely. Sannyasyogi means, sannyas means renunciation and yog means remembrance. Shlok 4 of chapter 5.
साङ्ख्ययोगौ पृथक् बाला प्रवदन्ति न पण्डिता एकमप्यास्ति तत्सम्यक् उभयोर्विन्दते फलम्.
The ones with a childlike intellect say that both Sankhya, that is absolute knowledge along with complete definition, and Karmayog are different. The scholars don't say so. The one who is properly stabilized in any one between both Sankhya and Yog while performing actions, obtains the fruit of both Sankhya and Yog like the sage Kapil. Footnote. The thinking of sage Kapil, the resident of the most ancient city of Kampilya settled by Kapil, that is pair in the form of a couple itself is Sankhya. Shlok 5 of chapter 5.
यत्साङ्ख्ये प्राप्यते स्थानं तद्योगैरपि गम्यते एकं साङ्ख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स पश्यति.
The position that is attained through Sankhya and that very position of Lakshmi and Narayan, that is the most elevated position of Vishnu, is also attained through karma along with yoga by staying in the remembrance of one Baba while performing actions. So, the one who sees Sankhya and Karmayog to be one according to the constitution of the Gita, he sees the truth. Shlok 6 of chapter 5.
सन्न्यासस्तु महाबाहो दुःखमाप्तुमयोगतः योगयुक्तो मुनिर्ब्रह्मा न चिरेणाधिगच्छति.
O the one with long arms in the form of the 8 personalities. In fact, without the experience of household in Karma Yoga, renunciation is attained sorrowfully. A reflective person who is engrossed in yoga attains Parambram soon, just like sage Kapil, the founder of Sankhya Yoga, whereas King Janplaska certainly attained Jivan Mukti in a second. Shlok 7 of chapter 5.
योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा विजितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतानि
Despite performing any action, the one who is especially pure with the mind engrossed in yoga, the soul who has gained victory over the inconstant mind through the intellect, the conqueror of the Indriya and the person with spiritual feeling for all the violent and non-violent, or good and bad living beings is neither attached nor bound to that good or bad action. Shlok 8 and 9 of chapter 5.
नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपैश्वसन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृहन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन्.
While having faith that the Karma Indriya and Gyan Indriya, like the ears and so on created by nature, are engaged in the natural pleasures, that is bhog of the Indriya, the one who is engrossed in the remembrance of Shiv Baba, the knower of all the 23 elements, believes that while seeing, listening, touching, smelling, eating, going, sleeping, breathing, talking, excreting faces and urine, taking something, opening and even closing the eyes, he doesn't do anything at all. The yogi who is stable in the light of the soul in this way is Akarta. Shlok 10 of chapter 5.
ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा.
The one who takes the support of Parambrahm alone and performs actions after giving up attachment, he isn't smeared by sins just like a lotus leaf isn't smeared by dirty water. Shlok 11 of chapter 5.
कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवलैरिन्द्रियैरपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति सङ्गं त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये.
The yogis give up attachment of the mind through the body, mind, wealth through the intellect and through time, relations and contacts, just through the indriya too, received from nature, and perform actions in the remembrance of the atom-like point of light soul for the purification of the soul from the 5 vices like lust, anger and so on. Shlok 12 of chapter 5.
युक्तः कर्म फलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्ठिकीम्. अयुक्तः कामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते.
In the shooting of Purushottam Sangam Yuga, a yogi gives up the eternally fixed fruits of actions, becomes steady and attains peace. But an ayogi, meaning the one who doesn't have yoga, that is bhogi, is attached to the fruits because of the always unfulfilled desires full of attachment and is properly bound in the bondage of the bodily indriya. Shlok 13 of chapter 5.
सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखं वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन्.
The soul that controls the indriya, stabilizes in the star between the 2 eyebrows, completely renounces all the actions through the mind and just lives happily in the city-like body with 9 gates, as if he neither does anything, nor has anything done through the Gyan, or Karmendriya along with the mind. Shlok 14 of chapter 5.
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते.
Even the light of Shiv, God, who is Akarta and doesn't have attachment to the body of Arjun, isn't the creator of the ego of being a worldly doer, neither the actions, nor connection of action with its fruit through the constant stability of the inexhaustible storehouse of knowledge. Still, the nature of being a pleasure-seeker living being is established in the shooting of the Purushottam Sangamyug as well. Footnote. See Chapter 4, Shlok 13 of the Gita for the proof of the shooting of every kalpa in the Purushottam Sangamyug itself. Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Gunkarm Vibhaksha. Shlok 15 of Chapter 5.
नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः.
Light as feather, the subtlest soul that can enter, and detached God who has a special birth neither accepts the sins, nor small or great noble deeds of anyone. Knowledge is covered by the ignorance of omnipresence spread by the first Shankaracharya, that is, Adya Shankaracharya, and the living beings are confused by the ironish darkness of attachment produced through it. Shlok 16 of Chapter 5.
ज्ञानेन तु तदज्ञानं येषान्नाशितमात्मनः तेषामादित्यवत् ज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परम्.
But those whose that ignorance of the soul is equal to the Supreme Soul has been destroyed through the knowledge of his presence in one being in a permanent way in the chariot of Arjun alone with white animals for riding, that unadulterated knowledge of the Gita of them shows the light of Sadashiv, the Supreme Father like the living Sun who is the treasurer of inexhaustible light of knowledge. Shlok 17 of Chapter 5.
तद्बुद्धय तदात्मानं तन्निष्ठा तत्परायणाः गच्छन्त्य पुनरावृत्तिं ज्ञाननिर्धूतकल्मषाः.
The people whose intellect is engrossed in him, who engage their soul only in that form, who are faithful to him through the soul, who are extremely dependent on him, and those whose sins have been washed away completely by knowledge through unadulterated yoga don't come back here again. Just like Yudhishthir, they go to the abode of happiness along with the body. Yudhishthir was the eldest brother among the Pandavas. Shlok 18 of Chapter 5.
विद्या विनयसम्पन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि शुनि चैव श्वपाके च पण्डिता समदर्शिनः.
Only the Pandits become detached observers through soul consciousness and have an equal vision towards a learned and courteous Brahmin, an Indian human cow with simple nature, the one with bodily ego just like an elephant, and an extremely lustful soul like a dog, or an extremely angry Chandal who cooks a dog. Shlok 19 of Chapter 5.
इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिताः.
Those whose mind is stable in equality, they have conquered the entire violent world here, in the abode of sorrow itself through the knowledge of the Gita and Rajyog, because Parambrahm is flawless and uniform. So, those easy Rajyogi, hence helpful ones stabilized in the soul are stable in Parambrahm itself. Shlok 20 of Chapter 5.
न प्रहृष्येत् प्रियं प्राप्य नो द्विजेत् प्राप्य च प्रियं स्थिरबुद्धिरसम्मूढो ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः.
You shouldn't become very happy after obtaining that dear thing, or person to whom you have attachment, and you shouldn't become sad, or disappointed after obtaining unaffectionate, or hostile thing, or person that you dislike either. The child of Brahma who is the knower of Parambrahm, has a stable intellect and is free from doubts in every person, or thing along with Shiv Baba, who alone is always detached, is stable in the highest and the longest stage of the unique element Brahm itself. Footnote. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Parambrahm facing upwards, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah, meaning, Brahma is a guru, Vishnu is a guru and Shankar is a guru. But even those gurus bow before the guru of the gurus, the guru incarnate named Parambrahm. Shlok 21 of chapter 5.
कायस्पर्शेष्वसक्तात्मा विन्दत्यात्मनि यत्सुखम् स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा सुखमक्षयमश्नुते.
The happiness of the mind that the man who doesn't have attachment to the external sensual pleasures obtains in the point of light soul situated between the two eyebrows. He engages in yoga with Parambrahm with constant experience of all the relations in practice and enjoys unlimited super-sensuous joy of the abode of Vishnu's Vaikunt in this very life. Shlok 22 of chapter 5.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनयैव ते आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः.
The pleasures that are born through the sense objects of all the karmendriya, they themselves are the creators of sorrow and are certainly momentary, the ones with a beginning and an end. O son of Kunti, the remover of body consciousness, the one with feelings strong like marble. The intelligent people attached to Shiv, the intellect of the intelligent ones don't delight in the sense objects of those corrupt karmendriya. Shlok 23 of chapter 5.
शक्नोति हैव यः सोढुम् प्राक्शरीरविमोक्षणात् कामक्रोधोद्भवं वेगं स युक्तः स सुखी नरः.
The man who is capable of staying calm or tolerating impulses produced by the vices like lust, anger and so on before leaving the perishable body in this very world through the remembrance of the Supreme Soul, that human being is an easy Rajyogi. He alone is happy, or else he is bhogi and sorrowful. Shlok 24 of chapter 5.
योऽन्तः सुखोऽन्तरारामः तथान्तर्ज्योतिरेव यः स योगी ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति.
The one who is happy internally through the mind and intellect, who is calm like the Pacific Ocean and delighted within, similarly, the one who is stable in the point of light soul, that yogi who is fixed in Brahmlok more or less according to the Purusharth attains the speechless and internally silent position of Nirvana of Parambrahm here itself. Nirvana means liberation, eternal bliss. In the unlimited, it means the stage beyond speech. Shlok 25 of chapter 5.
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
The sages who destroy all the sins, who are free from dualities, who control the mind and intellect and are engaged in the welfare of all the living beings just like the Supreme Father, attain the position of Nirvana of Parambrahm. Shlok 26 of chapter 5.
कामक्रोधवियुक्तानां यतीनां यतचेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्.
People who are free from lust and anger along with greed, attachment and ego, who have a controlled mind and intellect, and the ascetics who know the point of light soul concentrated in the center of the forehead, or Akal Takht of the Uttaman, that is head, have the position of Nirvana of Parambrahm here, in the Purushottam Sangam Yuga, and there, in the abode of Vishnu's heaven as well. Akal Takht means immortal throne. Uttamang means the highest part of the body. Footnote. There is joy of Gyanendriya in the golden and silver age heaven complete with 16 or 14 celestial degrees, respectively, and super-sensuous joy in the abode of Vishnu's Vaikunt. Shlok 27 and 28 of chapter 5.
स्पर्शान्
By just keeping the pleasures of the external indriya out of the mind and the eye of point soul in the brikuti, by equalizing the pran and apan vayu in the form of pure and impure thoughts going in the mind moving inside and outside the nostrils through the act of smelling, or inhalation and exhalation. The one with the mind and intellect with controlled indriya, who is dependent on liberation and far away from the world of sorrow, the one who is such a thinker sage devoid of desire, fear and anger, he is certainly always liberated. Pran, that is life breath, or the life force energy. Shlok 29 of chapter 5.
भूतारं यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मम शान्तिमृच्छति.
After knowing the one who experiences happiness of the soul of services for the yajna and the tapasya of remembrance of the soul, Jagatpita, that is the world father, who has become equal to me in the form of the friend of all the living beings in the world and Trilokinath of the abode of happiness, sorrow and peace, he attains peace. Amod Shiv is just the master of the egg-like universe. Trilokinath means the controller of all the three worlds. Footnote. The name of personified, corporeal Shankar Mahadev, or Jagatpita alone is added to that of the Supreme Soul Shiv. The name of no other deity, demon, human, living being etc. is added after and along with that of the incorporeal Shiv, the managing director, that is the invisible actor who always stays behind the curtains. This is why, because of being corporeal, personified Shankar is the Trilokinath of all the three abodes, that is the abode of happiness, sorrow and peace.
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मसन्न्यासयोगो नाम पञ्चमोऽध्यायः.